In the mid-19th century, Britain caught a fever, not the kind you treat with quinine, but the obsession called, "Where on earth does the Nile actually begin?" This became a full-blown obsession, splashed across newspapers, discussed in gentlemen's clubs, and of course, it became another excuse to poke around Africa. Everyone knew the Nile flowed north from Sudan through Egypt into the Mediterranean. They also knew it had two big personalities, the Blue Nile from Ethiopia, the hard-working overachiever, and the White Nile, the mysterious wanderer so deep into Africa it kept Victorians awake at night. Enter Richard Burton and John Hanning Speke, two men who could barely stand each other but still went exploring together. With help from their African guide, Sidi Mubarak Bombay, a formerly enslaved man who did the real spotting, they discovered Lake Tanganyika in 1858. Translation: the lake had been there all along, known to local communities, but Burton and Speke got the headlines. Then came the twist. Burton fell ill, so Speke pushed north alone, found a huge lake, and promptly named it Lake Victoria, because apparently the Queen didn't already have enough things named after her. The catch? The lake was already rich with local African names: Nam Lolwe in Kenya, Nalubale in Uganda, Ukerewe in Tanzania, and Ziwa Nyanza in Swahili and Luo. Speke declared it the White Nile's source. Burton disagreed. What followed was less geography, but more reality TV feud. Speke dragged James Grant and an army of 200 African porters back on another expedition, went home to Britain with evidence, but died suddenly in 1864 before proving his case. The mystery persisted in the following years. Dr. David Livingstone and Henry Morton Stanley poked around Lake Tanganyika, disproving Burton's theory. Eventually, in the 1870s, Stanley confirmed Lake Victoria was indeed feeding the White Nile, though debates continued over which tiny little stream was the actual source. Even today, scholars argue, is it the Rwandan River or the Burundian one? Spoiler, the Nile doesn't care what we call its starting point. Here's the truth. While European explorers argued, named and claimed, African communities had long lived with the river, told stories about it, and built whole worlds around it. The Nile didn't need discovery, it needed listening, because rivers, like all of Africa's waters, are more than maps. They are witnesses, and they tell the story better than the humans fighting over them.